Meanwhile, a day after an ISIL attack in Tunisia's resort city of Sousse, foreign tourists have begun leaving the country for fear of more attacks.
Lots of people at our hotel left today, and I asked them, are you scheduled to leave today? And they said, no, we were staying for a few more nights, but they all had family. You know, if you have kids to look after, it's probably better to leave.
According to the director of Hammamet Airport, nearly 1,400 foreign tourists have already left Tunisia, and 15 extra flights are scheduled to depart the country. On Friday, an attacker gunned down at least 39 people, most of them foreigners, at a beach in Sousse. British Foreign Minister says 15 Britons are among the victims, and the British toll may rise. Nearly 40 injured people were rushed to hospitals, with 2 of them said to be in critical condition. Tunisia's Interior Ministry has identified the attacker as Saifuldin Rezgui. He was killed in an exchange of fire with security forces, and a second assailant was arrested. ISIL terrorist group has claimed responsibility.
Lots of people at our hotel left today.
Well, turning to Detroit, I'd like to welcome our next guest, Mr. Abayomi Azikiwe, editor of Pan-African Newswire. Thank you so much for being with us. What a day across the region and beyond yesterday, sir. When we look at the situation that happened in Tunisia, that happened in Kuwait, and possibly related to the situation in France, what is it going to take in order basically to get this genie back into the bottle? Because what has been let out is inflicting terror now in so many parts of the world.
Well, this new wave of so-called jihadists, Islamic extremists, Takfiri groups really came out of the U.S. foreign policy in Syria as well as Iraq. They utilized these organizations, forged them into an alliance in an effort to topple the government in Damascus. This has not been successful over the last 4 years, but they've created a lot of death, a lot of destruction, and it is spreading into Iraq. It has also spread into Libya, which was already very unstable because of the war 4 years ago. And now we see it in Tunisia as well. And of course, it is designed to foster greater instability throughout the Middle East and North Africa, and also provide a raison d'etre for the Pentagon, the U.S. Africa Command, and other CIA and intelligence forces under the guise that they have to fight this terrorism, which, in fact, they're responsible for creating.
Ironic, a point you just made, you said the same terrorism that they have created, and yet then the opposite is shown, that this area is an area filled with extremists, filled with people who can't live together, filled with people that are bloodthirsty when the roots are elsewhere, outside of the region. What will it take, though, to actually show the truth of what is going on? Because there's still many people, whether in your country, in the United States, or beyond, that really believe, for example, an terrorist entity like ISIL is representing Islam, and we know that's the furthest thing from the truth.
Well, this is the goal as well, in part, to project this image onto Muslims all across the world, and that also provides the intelligence services, the security networks for combating these elements to have a reason to continue to be funded by U.S. taxpayers. Tunisia is heavily dependent upon tourism. 15% of this gross domestic product derives from the tourist industry. So with this happening, this is going to drive the country even further into economic difficulties.
Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Abayomi Azikiwe, editor of Pan-African Newswire out of Detroit. Appreciate you being with us.